Good communication is key to business, especially when you need to work together with people that aren't in the same office. So what do millions of small business professionals do when it's time to connect with remote clients and colleagues? They use Citrix GoToMeeting, the proven solution for meeting and collaborating online. Now it's your turn to see why. Visit GoToMeeting.com and click the Try It Free for 30 days button. That's GoToMeeting.com for your free 30-day trial. GoToMeeting. Meeting is believing.
This Christmas, Dick's Sporting Goods has gifts that matter to every athlete on your list, like Columbia Simply Snowy or Antimony jackets, just $99.99. And 25% off Nike Pro Hyperwarm, select Nike Performance, and NFL Fleece. Plus $99 for select fleece from the North Face. The #1 gift in golf, Titleist Pro V1, just $39.99. And save up to $220 on select Stiga table tennis tables. Or let your athlete choose a gift that matters to them with a gift card. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Every holiday season starts at Dick's.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. Quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bickaveris.
All right, thank you very much, Ken Johnson. This is Sports Scene right here, a live radio show every Wednesday from 12 to 1 right here on News Talk 1650. Also, tunein.com. Type in WHKT right on your phone. Sports talk during the day. You got to love it, folks, of course. And the Sports Scene is an interview show every Wednesday from 12 to 1. Don't forget Sports Highlights, my TV program on nnpstv.com. Cox Cable 47 and 517 in Newport News. This is your home for CBS News. Tell your friends about 1650 on Facebook, WHKT. Interact with me on Twitter, at Greg Bick primarily, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to our military. Happy holidays to everyone. Great guest lineup as well coming up. Don't forget GJBTV.com. Hit the YouTube link for archive shows. Just go to the YouTube link on GJBTV.com. On the homepage, shop. Browse, shop, and visit on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Before you do the holiday shopping, go to HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com first. Phone line presented by Spaghetti Eddie's with 2 locations. Sponsors in December, pretty much the same as November. India Palace, Little Bear, Spaghetti Eddie's, Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream, Inarray, Epan Mono, and thank you to all the great sponsors on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Testimonials will be coming out from Soprano, Balkan, and Einstein's Bagels. With Ken Johnson, I'm Greg Bickaveris, live right here on the radio on this December 3rd. Kind of a cool overcast day in Hampton Roads, 22 days before Christmas. Sports Scene rolls on after these messages. The place people look for their holiday light needs are Inarray Holiday Lights. Let the professionals at Inarray decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to Inarray.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with Inarray. Call 355-5276 today. The place for authentic Indian food is the India Palace. They feature authentic Indian cuisine, have a party hall, and do catering and banquets. Open daily for lunch and dinner, they showcase an excellent lunch buffet at their Chesapeake and Virginia Beach locations. Visit their 2 locations at 1437 Sam's Drive in Chesapeake off of Battlefield Boulevard and 5600 Virginia Beach Boulevard in Virginia Beach, and online at IndiaPalaceVB.com. On Facebook, look for India Palace Virginia Beach and India Palace Bar and Grill. Dine at the India Palace today.
Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, welcome back to Sports Scene live right here on the radio. Your home for CBS News in Hampton Roads. Your home for the Norfolk Admirals is right here on News Talk 1650. I remember back in the mid-'90s, I was at the CA tournament, and Scott Jackson was there, myself. We were all at the CA tournament looking at all the different reporters and saying, you know, we can do that as well. I know Scott went to Old Dominion. He's done broadcasting in North Carolina, nationally on radio. We've also worked together Red Zebra when I was in Virginia Beach. He's been in the Red Zebra market in D.C. for ESPN 980. He's won every weekday from 2 to 4. Let's welcome him back home. Scott Jackson, how are you, my friend?
Good. How you doing, Greg?
Very good, very good. I guess we'll start off with tell us about your background a little bit, Scott. You did you grew up in a lot of different places, but you did spend a lot of formative years here at Old Dominion.
Yeah, well, I went to Old Dominion, a 93 graduate, and worked at the old Score 1310, which is now, I believe, ESPN down there, FM, and cut my teeth there doing middays with the great Jim Ducibella for a while. Then I did a morning show with Pete Medhurst, who's now the voice of the Naval Academy. And I was down there until about 96. Went to Jacksonville, Florida at that point when the team was in their second year of existence. Came in mid-season, doing talk shows down there and covering the team and kind of hit lightning in a bottle because that was when they took off, went to the AFC Championship that year and knocking off the great Broncos team in Denver. Was at that game. Saw them beat Buffalo and Bruce Smith the week before, pretty much end the Bills run there. So, kind of got there at the right time with that group. Left in 2000 to come back home. I'm from D.C. area. And went to Sports Talk 980, was covering the Wizards, the Michael Jordan years, doing talk shows up here in addition to covering the team. And then, in 2007, went down to the ACC country again, go back to Carolina for a few years, did some national stuff at Yahoo as well, and back to D.C. about now going on 3 years back in what really is the same station, but it's just owned by different people now.
Yeah, before we talk about the Redskins now and a little bit about the Caps and the Wizards, it kind of set the record straight because I worked for Red Zebra, as you know, from here and from 07 to 13. Snyder owned the station. He owns the one in Richmond and D.C. And a lot of fans think that Snyder always meddles. He never meddles at all he never meddled in 6 years with our radio station. I think the only interaction he did with Richmond, of course, was when the training camp's been there the last couple of years. He really is hands off as far as the radio, and the perception is in the D.C. market especially, he's like running the shots there.
Yeah, people listen to our station should know better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's called out on a minute-by-minute basis
I know.
by every talk show host of this station. Yeah, I mean, he's on the board of directors of the company that owns this station.
Sure.
And, yeah, I mean, the benefit of it is we get to do the Redskin games. We got a studio at the park. That's about it. That's about where it ends in terms of the extras, if you will.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, we get that every once in a while. It's funny. But, yeah, people that actually listen and care to pay attention and make their own opinion know better.
Absolutely. Talking to Scott Jackson, Greg Bicaveras, glad you're with us live on the radio at 12:14 on News Talk 1650. Well, let's get right into it. I'll be there for the Rams game, working as the stage manager for Fox, and you cover the team inside and out every day with Rick Doc Walker as well. And let's just talk about it. It just seems now the last 4 games are going to be like a dreadful social event that your wife or girlfriend's got to drag you to that's never going to end. I was at the Tampa Bay game a few weeks ago, Scott. Talk about awkward. That was a really awkward game I went to.
Yeah, yesterday I was doing a little research and had some good listeners tweet me some things as well. And I mean, you can get lower bowl tickets for in the 20s right now. Upper bowl, the 400 level, like $6 tickets.
Sure.
Right now through the secondary market, which is embarrassing. I mean, anybody grew up here as I did and know the RFK days. Now you couldn't get a ticket, and how getting a ticket to a Redskin game was a big deal, and you were just like honored to be able to go to the games, and it was not easy. And sometimes I remember going with my brother, and we'd have two seats in two different sections, but we would go anyway just because to be there. But now, yeah, I mean the stadium's terrible. It's an awful location. Traffic stinks getting in and out of it, and the team's horrible. So you add all those together, you're not going to have a whole lot of people that want to go Sunday, and you can't blame them. I mean, and the Rams aren't a draw. Now, I think the other two games will be okay because you're talking about the Eagles and the Cowboys, who have huge fan bases in this area. So you're going to have those tickets sold, and there's probably going to be demand. The stadium's going to look good, but on TV, but it'll probably feel like a road game for this team. So that's kind of where they are, and I don't think fans are rallying around Colt McCoy so much. Although I think people are opening their mind to it a little bit as they see him play, and maybe kind of get a little respect about him and stop, kind of comparing him to his Cleveland days. But at the same time, there's just not a whole lot to jack people up about this season, because it's been terrible.
Absolutely. And then you talk about the Eagles game will be on a Saturday, and of course the Cowboys game. Both those teams still very much in contention for the playoffs. So you would think the Eagles are really got the driver's seat, but with Sanchez, he doesn't give you the confidence that Foles does.
No, that doesn't at all. But at the same time, I think this is winning that game in Dallas was huge for them, and I think you see the shortcomings with the Cowboys. Clearly, Romo, he has a lot. Everything's got to be perfect for him to be effective. From a physical standpoint, that short week really, I think, hurt him and hurt them this past week. And they blew it. They could have won the Redskin game had they kept Brandon Wheaton in the game, but they just they opted to do the thing that seems to be the right thing, get your franchise quarterback back on the field, but that was silly. That hurt them. The Bears are not very good, but I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas lost that game tomorrow night on the road, would you? I mean,
no.
Nothing would shock me with this team this year. Granted, the Bears have been horrible, so it kind of goes both ways. But I think the defense is being exposed now here. The more you watch them as well.
Talking to Scott Jackson right here live on the radio. Of course, Scott went to Old Dominion, works for ESPN 980 in Washington every weekday 2 to 4, right, Scott?
Yep, 2 to 4. I'm going to ODU Mason today. Looking forward to that. Seeing the Monarchs here in town. It used to be a regular game, obviously, back in the CAA days, and I was also lucky enough to get down to that Louisiana Tech season ender there in football. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. They went 6-6, and of course, Bobby Wilder's done a really good job as we're talking to Scott Jackson. But back to the Redskins, 3-9. It just seems like it's always this time of the year reinventing the wheel. Vinny Serrato was there a few years ago. You talk about Allen. I think lukewarm at best. He's done a job as the general manager. 3 different quarterbacks again this year, and I think it really hit home last week, Scott. I know you guys talked about it on the radio too. You go and play the Colts and Luck, who was going, head to head with RG3, and you see where their careers are. One's on top of the league, who's got to probably be the best quarterback within the next, several years in the NFL, and the other one is on the bench.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, last week had to be tough for Robert Griffin III. Diego at that game. He's not a part of the game. He's just being shown on the sidelines there, chomping on his mouthpiece and all that stuff. And the big question here is this the end for him? And really, the big question that nobody knows the answer to, because you just mentioned Bruce Allen, who's done an awful job, backing up his rookie coach, who, by the way, he picked, and this was his guy, Jay Gruden. He went to bat for. You could have gone with a more seasoned guy, perhaps. Jim Caldwell's done a hell of a job up there in Detroit, and he really had a good interview, from what I understand, with showing things that he would have done with Robert. Everybody knew a lot of these interviews were just for show, because they really had honed in on Jay Gruden, because that's who Bruce wanted, because of all the Tampa relationships and all that stuff, and his background with John. But anyway, getting back to Robert, we just don't know if it's truly Jay's call. It looks like it could be the end for him after this season. But if it's, but what will the owner say to that if Jay recommends that? We don't know, because again, Bruce has not come out and said, "Hey, we're all behind our owner." Jay said that, but we don't know that for sure, because again, there's just when you hear silence, and I get it, that's been their MO in the past. past, where some teams, have a GM that will talk to the season, some don't. The Redskins, for whatever reason, under Bruce, have not. And a lot of that was based on the fact that Mike Shanahan was the president, so I could kind of buy into it then, because really it was pointless. And everybody knew Bruce was there to be the go-between for Shanahan and Snyder. He was there to be the buffer, if you will. But now that it's truly his show, and he told everybody, told us on the radio back in January that he was the guy in charge. He was the final decider, so to speak, now, although he'd have a lot of people giving input. He really hasn't stepped up, and I think that's been leaves a lot of questions rather than answers right now. Here with 4 weeks to go, is Jay Gruden truly safe as the first-year head coach with still about $20 million or so, depending on the reports that you believe on what his contract says. Could they really throw him out the door after one season over Robert Griffin III, and that would just seem to be a terrible thing for that quarterback to have on his head, to be a coach killer. Have 3 coaches in his short career. I don't think you want to have that on your resume. And then the next guy that comes in, if he fails, the entire locker room that some say is already staring at him anyway, funny, start going, are you kidding me? This guy? We're selling the franchise for this one player who isn't the guy he was in 2012 and may never be that player again.
Right. Talking to Scott Jackson, Greg Bicabaris, glad you're with us live on the radio with producer Ken Johnson up until 1 o'clock. You're home for CBS News and the Admirals, and you're exactly right. And you look at the team 35 miles up the road, the Ravens, they don't have much drama on the field, but they have the drama off the field with Ray Rice. But let's get back, again to the Redskins. You talk about the family situation. Allen seems like Scotty gets a lot of leg room still from his late father, George Allen, the iconic Redskins coach. Then, of course, his brother was a longtime governor and senator. Then Gruden gets the pass, did well with the Bengals, but of course his brother plays a large shadow as well. And it seems like really the only thing entertaining with the Redskins now is the press conferences. That's it, and everything else is just kind of flat. You're feeling like you're trying to recollect some good stuff, but you look at the last 4 games, 3 of the 4 are at home. If they were at least a little bit better, they'd be right in the thick of things.
Yeah, and I think, that eats at Jay Gruden a little bit, and he kind of let that out in a press conference a few weeks ago, and I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do. I love Jay's honesty and his candor, and there is no BS meter with him, you know what I mean? He just shoots it straight, and he has from day one. We do a coaching show with him every Friday, and I really like the guy. I hope he does well. But it wouldn't shock me if he failed here like so many others who had even bigger resumes and better resumes than him. It's just the culture of this place. And, at the end of the day, it wouldn't, nobody's going to hold it against him, and the rest of the league knows the circumstances here. There are 3 places that are very difficult to maneuver in this league because of the way the owners hover over the situation. First and foremost, of course, Dallas, this particular situation. Like Atlanta also falls in that category with a coach that is really, with an owner, that's really hands-on as well, and maybe too involved in Arthur Blank. So, people know stuff. So, but I like Jay's honesty, and look, they win that. They come back, and after the bye, if you could have won that, won the Minnesota game going into the bye and the Tampa game, it's a whole new ball game right now, and you are in the thick of it. But they didn't, and this is where they are. And some of us still wonder, did Jay truly want to play Robert, in that Minnesota game? I really would have thought the easy thing would have been to wait until after the bye week to bring him back for Tampa to kind of start fresh there, but they didn't do that, and then just a few weeks later he's back on the bench.
On a brighter side, the Wizards are 11-5. The Caps, pretty much right there, mediocre, 10-4. Of course, the Nationals, we know how their postseason ended as well. But the Wizards seem like with a healthy Beal and Wall, they really have a bright future. Who would have thought? Because the Wizards for years, as you know, Scott, were right there in kind of a funk as well. But now they're not selling out every night, but at least there's some excitement there.
Yeah, the crowds have not been super. I went to the game Saturday night against New Orleans. It was better for Saturday night. Post Easter, you should always have a good crowd. It's a good team. They're really deep. They got a lot of good things going for them. I don't think they've played until the other night a really good basketball game offensively as they did the other night against the Heat, where John Wall has really matured, and I can't help but to keep doing this, drawing Wall and RG3 to mind. Yeah, because Wall was given a lot early. He had a lot of endorsements, just like Robert, maybe not to the national degree Robert did. He was literally, they rolled out the red carpet for him. I remember that day, like a pep rally for John Wall. It was like a little scary, and the team was not ready to win. Gilbert was still here. There was just a lot of messy things about this franchise still at that point. The culture was not very good, and they slowly but surely got the pieces around him. He's matured. He's kept working at his main job, which is being a basketball player, and he's living up to the hype. I think he's one of the better point guards in the league now. Not to say he doesn't have some bad games, because he does. So he still, can be out of control control at times in games, but when he's really, playing like he did the other night, controlling tempo, he's a very good defensive player. This team, to me, the sky's the limit when he's that guy. And, he's just got to continue to be consistent and get better. And I think he's added something to his game every year. So, yeah, I'm excited about the Wizards. I've always kept a very close eye on them because I covered them for 7 years.
Oh, yeah, I know you did.
So, but I'm really excited what they've done. I think it's been a nice redemption for Ernie Grunfeld, who was taking a lot of heat here. I mean, I still think there's some people that feel a little weird about, giving him credit, but you got to give him credit. If you're going to rip him for all the things that went wrong, you got to give him credit now that it's gone right, because he and Ted Leonsis stuck to a plan, and it's paying off right now.
Yep, and of course the Caps, it's still kind of early for both basketball and hockey. Kind of get into it more after the NFL season's over, but Maryland in the Big Ten. Maryland also had a decent year in the Big Ten, and football couldn't match up with Ohio State and teams like that. But, they're a work in progress. But, Scott, thank you so much, my friend, and we'll look forward to talking to you more after the first of the year, and we can get in depth on all the topics as well.
Hey, Greg, thank you. Appreciate the time.
Have a wonderful day, and go ahead and plug your show one more time, Scott.
Yeah, Inside the Locker Room, Doc Walker, Brian Mitchell, a couple former Redskins studs, and me. 2 to 4, Monday through Friday on ESPN 980 here in D.C., and then 92.7 on FM and 94.3. Sometimes you could. We have a pretty good signal, actually, down Hampton Roads. It comes through most of the times I'm down there, so hopefully people can check it out. Exactly.
Even this station goes all the way up to near College Park. You never know during the day. But with TuneIn.com, Scott, almost every show now is national now. Every show.
That's right.
And go ahead and plug your Twitter handle as well.
Yeah, at Jackson Sports. You can hit me up there.
Very good. Scott, have a great holiday. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Bye.
Thank you. All right. Scott Jackson right there. Ken, we'll take a short break here. Come back with our next guest on Sports Scene after these messages.
The place for authentic Indian food is the India Palace. They feature authentic Indian cuisine, have a party hall, and do catering and banquets. Open daily for lunch and dinner, they feature an excellent lunch buffet at their 2 establishments. Visit the 2 locations, 1437 Sam's Drive in Chesapeake off Battlefield and 5600 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Online, IndiaPalaceVB.com. On Facebook, look for India Palace Virginia Beach and India Palace Bar and Grill. Call 410-1183 for the India Palace.
The restaurant we've all been waiting for is here. Introducing Ipin Mano Kitchen. Critically acclaimed chef Silva Sennett and his culinary team specialize in new American Asian cuisine. The very best in Chinese, Japanese, Thai food with an American flair. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Ipin Mano Kitchen is located inside the Patrick Henry Mall in Newport News. Call 249-0033 and log on to ipinmanokitchen.com. Find them on Twitter at ipinmano.
Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio. It's now time for Greg's Highlights, presented by Hampton Roads Online Mall.com Marketplace Pages.
And thank you very much, Ken Johnson. I hope you enjoyed that nice interview right there with Scott Jackson. Don't forget GJBTV.com for archive shows. Hit the YouTube link. Shop on the marketplace sponsors of Hampton Roads Online Mall.com. Save the date each Wednesday right here for Sports Scene from 12 to 1. Tell your friends, family. Don't forget business spotlight scenes coming up. They're going to be a lot of fun. What Tees Me Off? Sports highlights on NNPSTV.com. Of course, featured guests this month, Michelle Anaya from the Virginia State Police and Sam Mayo, former Daily Press and Times Herald sports writer. For my TV radio background, go to GJBTV.com. Great guests as always. NFL season is going on. Of course, the college football top 4, Alabama, Oregon, TCU, Florida State, at Ohio State at number 5 and Baylor at number 6 for good measure. We'll see how that all wraps up in just a few. Of course, the NBA season heating up as well as the NFL and the NHL. College basketball too. Big game this Saturday with VCU taking on Virginia in Richmond at 2 o'clock on ESPNU. Redskins, Rams at 1 o'clock on Fox. Ken Johnson, CBS News is coming up. We have a lot of great guests coming up here as well, right here on Sports Scene. So stay right here and lock it in on News Talk 1650 WHKT. Ken?
Already taking a look at traffic. Things
pretty much back to normal now. We had some confusion over some bridge openings earlier. We had James River Bridge openings that weren't even scheduled and then lasted like 5 minutes. And then we had scheduled openings that just didn't happen. They were scheduled, then they got moved back, and then they just kind of disappeared. So we'll see. When you hear bridge openings, sometimes it's more of a suggestion than an actual announcement. We do have one bridge opening scheduled for tomorrow morning. It's between Gloucester and York, the Coleman Bridge on 17, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Tonight we have the downtown tunnel eastbound single lane closures, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. They'll do that again tomorrow night. And then this weekend, the entire eastbound downtown tunnel will close to all traffic from 8 p.m. Friday night through 5 a.m. Monday morning. You'll have to use your alternate routes for the eastbound trek across the Elizabeth River, which are the Midtown Tunnel, which has a toll, the Jordan Bridge, which also has a toll and can be a little confusing getting to, especially on the Portsmouth side, unless you're familiar with it. All the way down on Military Highway in Chesapeake, you've got the Gilmerton Bridge, which occasionally has openings, and by the way, is closed during the week overnights. And then we have the High-Rise Bridge on 64 in Chesapeake, which also occasionally has openings and can also be very busy on the weekend. So just be prepared for this weekend if you're heading eastbound from Friday night through Monday morning. You can't use the downtown tunnel. You have to use those alternate routes, which have tolls, and the other two don't have tolls but have other issues, if you will. Increasing cloudiness as we head into the day. I don't know if it could get much more cloudy, a high of 65 degrees, unless there was just no light coming through at all. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a low of 45 degrees. We'll see some mostly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 49. Then partly cloudy skies on Friday with a high of 56 degrees. For Saturday, cloudy showers, a high of 59. Sorry about the voice, kids. On Sunday, cloudy with showers and a high of 55 degrees. And then the outlook for next week, Monday, cloudy skies 54. The sun returns finally on Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies and a high of 53 degrees. Coming up at 1 o'clock, Remnant Radio. At 3 o'clock, it's Glenn Beck. At 6, Mark Levin. And at 9, it's Dennis Prager, Prager University. Another Admirals game tomorrow night, 7:05, right here on AM 1650. WHKT, The Answer. CBS is next, 12:31.
CBS News Update. I'm Steve Kathan. Honda expanded its recall of Takata driver's side airbags to all 50 states today. Keith Crane of the Automotive News says it was a move that had to be made.
They may have a lot more information than we know about today as to the regional and then the non-regional nature of this particular recall.
Honda Vice President Rich Shostak told Congress the recall could cause other problems.
We believe there will be a part shortage that may occur, despite Takata's efforts to increase the supply of inflators.
Takata official Hiroshi Shimizu told a House committee the company believes the explosive problems with the airbags blamed for 5 deaths occur only in high humidity areas.
Takata continues to believe that the public safety is best served if the area of high absolute humidity remains a priority.
The government's demanding a nationwide recall for all affected automakers. CBS News Update. I'm Steve Kathan.
The place people look to for their holiday light needs is Inter-Ray Outdoor Lights. Let the professionals at Inter-Ray decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to interray.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with Inter-Ray. Call 355-5276 today.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. Quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, welcome back right here to News Talk 1650 live on the radio right here up until 1 o'clock. You're home for CBS News. This segment right here also brought to you by Einstein's Brothers Bagels at 1148 Volvo Parkway in Chesapeake. Great bagels. They got great sandwiches, juice, desserts, everything right there at Einstein Brothers Bagels. Go by there and get 5% off. Just mention radio to any employee at Einstein Brothers Bagels. Delicious bagels to start your morning. Great for any time of the year. Big events going on in Newport News. To tell us more about it from the Parks and Recreation is Renee Papernak. We've had her on Sports Highlights on TV. Renee, how are you today?
We're doing great, and we're very busy setting up.
I bet you are. And, of course, we got Patrice Dupuis after you, and we look forward to talking to you about what's going on this weekend.
Oh, yes. It is Holly Dazzle this weekend. It's on Friday night at City Center at Oyster Point. It's the biggest holiday party in Hampton Roads, and we want everybody to come.
Definitely. And then right up the road, not too far, you got the Celebration and Lights as well.
Yes. It's actually our 22nd year for Celebration and Lights. It's gotten bigger every year, and that's a great holiday tradition for Hampton Roads. We were the first drive-through holiday light event in Virginia, and we think ours is still the best.
Oh, it is the best. Talking to Renee Papernak and Ray, let me ask you about back to the Holly Dazzle, how it's gotten so big. It's more of a statewide event now, even though it's in Newport News, and all the kids, the families like it. They get their hot chocolate. They get a chance to relax, but it really is a nice event. Now, let's talk about parking. Let's say somebody owns a business in Oyster Point. Are they allowed to park in their own parking lot?
Of course they can park in their own parking lot. Now, it's up to them if they want the public to park there or not. And we do tell people coming to the event that, we have our own publicized parking areas, and if you try to park in a private lot, that's at your own risk. But we do have plenty of satellite parking, both at Cannon, Virginia, and at Todd Stadium. You can park your car there, and we have free HRT buses that will shuttle you back and forth all evening.
Very good. And let's talk about the hours of the event. And I'm sure just for that one night, Renee, I'm sure the movie theaters and the restaurants probably won't be as busy that night. There's no way you can have that many people and try to get them to park, and the convenience factor is going to be gone that night.
Well, it's from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Here at City Center. And the City Center restaurants, this is their biggest night of the year.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It actually is. And matter of fact, being that we have 35,000 people coming to this party that we're throwing on Friday night, we also have additional food vendors. That's our traditional festival food set up outside, too. So you have the option. You can go to a food vendor, or you can enjoy a very lovely dinner at a City Center restaurant.
Very good. All right. Well, give us any website or relevant information.
Yeah, you can go to www.nnparks.com. You can get all the Holly Dazzle information, including the event program with entertainment schedules, and also maps showing the parking and road closures, because there are road closures in Oyster Point. A few of them on Thursday, but quite a few on Friday night that people need to be aware of.
Absolutely. All right, we look forward to seeing you, and have a safe and happy time, and, of course, all the best with Celebration and Lights as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Renee Papernak. Ken, that's always a lot of fun for families and kids to see the nice Christmas tree being lit, no matter what city it's in.
And it's nice to have that, since we've lost Coleman Nursery, Mike's Trainland, and many other places that were kind of traditional Christmas places to go. So it's nice to have new ones.
All right, talk about Christmas. What goes better than that with flowers from florist right there, Bloom of the Art Flowers right there in Norfolk. Let's welcome Patrice Dupuis. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well, Greg. Thank you.
I know you've been a little bit under the weather. Give us the full name of your business. Kind of an interesting name, because when you think of Bloom, you think of spring.
Right. Well, it's Bloom, the Art of Flowers, and we're also River Design Vintage Rentals. We do vintage rentals for weddings and things also.
Very nice. And of course, let's talk about where is your delivery area at?
We go everywhere in the Hampton Roads area except for across the bridge to Hampton. We don't cross through the tunnel, but we go Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Suffolk, Norfolk, obviously, and we do that daily.
Yeah, the phone number there is 623-9399, correct?
That is correct.
623-9399. Bloom, the Art of Flowers, really interesting name. How about a Facebook page as well?
That's also just under Bloom, the Art of Flowers on Facebook.
Very good. Well, let's talk about what you have in stock right now. It's I guess each holiday, Patrice, has its own set of flowers. I know when you think of the winter, you think of the nice Christmas decorations and, the table settings.
Right. And of course, all the colors of flowers that come in now are reds, whites, and pinks. So Sometimes I can get in other colors, but mostly those are the colors that we start getting in this season. And I order my flowers fresh daily from my local distributors. And so right now I'm waiting for a shipment to come in of some beautiful red roses and some tulips, as a matter of fact, and a couple things like that.
How about people walking up? Can they walk up to your store?
Absolutely. We're right on Granby Street. There's a big parking lot beside us at Verdi Eye Care. 3921 Granby Street is our address. Big parking lot there. Just come on out, walk down the sidewalk. I face Granby Street, and there's lots of great stuff going on in the village area that we belong to. So we got a lot of cool things coming up. Even this Sunday we have a big event coming up.
Yeah, always something going on in Norfolk, that's for sure. The phone number is 623-9399, Bloom, the Art of Flowers in Norfolk. Go ahead and give us the full address again.
It's 3921 Granby Street, Suite B.
And then, of course,
in Norfolk.
And then as soon as you get through Christmas, it's pretty much the romance season. I guarantee you, Patrice, you're going to be really busy. A couple things. Here's why for Valentine's. You got that movie 50 Shades of Grey that every girl wants to see.
I know. I need to come up with something cool with that, right?
Yeah, but the only thing about that is a lot of the girls I talk to, they don't like the cast in the movie because there's like two young people. But anyway, they would prefer a little bit more older, mature experience. But you know what? Everybody can use flowers no matter how old they are.
Absolutely. And, you can stop by and just pick up 2 or 3 little flowers at a time. You don't have to always spend the big amount of money here at Bloom. We like to be able to customize our pricing according to our customers.
And the phone number is 623-9399. You've been so gracious to me as well. Go ahead and plug your real estate business, too.
Oh, that's very sweet. Well, I work with World Class Realty out in Virginia Beach, and so if anybody needs anything, please feel free to call me on my cell phone, 675-9434, and I'll be more than happy to get your real estate needs in order.
Do I get a few extra brownie points for saying that, Patrice?
You do. I'll throw in a couple of extra things for you, if you know what I mean.
Very good. All right. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Again, her cell number is 675-9434, and go by and see Bloom, the Art of Flowers in Norfolk. Find them on Facebook. How about a website?
www.bloomtheartofflowers.com.
And with Google, you can pretty much do anything. Well, drink some hot chocolate and hot tea and hope you feel better.
Thanks so much, Greg. You have a wonderful day.
You too. All right,
Bye
Patrice Dupuis right there can. Of course, flowers and holidays all go hand in hand. We're going to take a short break, come back with some more Sports Scene after these messages.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
Discover what the locals already know. The place for the finest donuts and ice cream in Virginia Beach is Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream. Strawberry, chocolate, and lemon are just some of the icings you can choose from for your donut. Milkshakes, cones, sundaes, you get the picture. Yum! Buy 12 dozen donuts, get the 13th dozen free as part of the Baker's Dozen Club. Get a breakfast sandwich, the best donuts, the finest ice cream in half the roads, and leave with a smile on your face. Coffee and tea is best with a tasty bacon maple donut. Now through January 4th, buy a $25 gift card and receive a half dozen donuts coupon for free. Valid January 5th through March 31st. Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream is open starting at 6 a.m. all day at 2201 Upton Drive in Virginia Beach and Red Mill Walk. Like Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream on Facebook, and for more, log on to crazygooddonuts.com. Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Rack City chick, 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 10.
All right, welcome back to Sports Scene right here. Of course, we're here every Wednesday, and for the rest of this year, of course, the 10th, the 17th, 24th, and the 31st. One thing you got to like about our show, Ken, it's 12 to 1, not too early in the morning, not too late. This doesn't interfere with the day, or, it's not an obnoxious morning or afternoon thing. Just right in the middle of the day where it fits your schedule perfect and mine as well.
Good way to spend lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Sports Scene every Wednesday, 12 to 1. I want to thank Scott Jackson from ESPN 980, Renee Papernak from the City of Newport News, and Patrice Dupuis so far from Bloom, the Art of Flowers. Let's welcome a regular sponsor of ours, Tom Hood from Battlefield Guns and Ammo, still wrapping up on hunting season. Tom, thanks for pinch hitting today. How are you?
I'm doing great, Greg. How are you doing?
Good, my friend. Let's talk about the location first of all and tell all the good people in Hampton Roads where you're located on Battlefield Boulevard.
Yeah, we are 240 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Battlefield Shopping Center on the corner of Tilden and Battlefield.
Yep, of course, right there on the way to Great Bridge, right in the heart of it. And the phone number there is 410-7720. Tom, what do you got in stock right now in the showroom?
Oh, we've got some pistols, most of the popular ones. We've got some pretty good rifles in stock.
Very good. And you got a nice website as well. And, of course, the website definitely helps because there's so much people can do before they even go to your store by looking at the website.
Yeah, that's correct.
They can just Google Battlefield Guns, and they'll see it right there in Chesapeake. Phone number is 410-7720. Still open Monday through Saturday, correct?
That is correct, yeah, from 10 to 7.
And I guess the biggest thing, too, Tom, is that it's not just, people need protection 24/7, whether on the home or on the road. Holidays, it's good to have safe firearms all the time, right?
That is correct. You can never be too safe.
All right. Well, again, the phone number 410-7720. Go by and see the great friendly staff at Battlefield Guns and Ammo. Give our best to Terry and Donald as well, okay?
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Mr. Hood. All right, Ken, that was right there talking about Battlefield Guns and Ammo. That's another thing, too, is you mentioned on the radio the other day about all the deer popping in. I was talking to a friend of mine that she saw some deer over there on the Eastern Shore as well. They're really rampant over there. You mentioned the South Side, but it's definitely deer season. Sometimes I think hunting season might be a little too early because right now there's deer everywhere.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place. If you've ever had to take a trip out 58 from here out to the far end to 95, this time of year, it's almost like driving through a minefield. You have to kind of steer in between the deer carcasses on the road. It's really crazy, and at night especially it's bad, but even during the day you can see them just kind of lined up on the side of the road waiting to jump out.
Yeah, there's two things I can't eat: deer and rabbits. I'm sorry. I guess if I was really desperate I would, but I grew up with rabbits. I cannot touch rabbits. But anyway, let's take a short break on Sports Scene. Don't forget on Twitter at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. That's HROnlineMall.com. And of course, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com is the website. Twitter is HROnlineMall.com. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
The restaurant we've all been waiting for is here. Introducing Ipin Mano Kitchen. Critically acclaimed chef Silva Sennett and his culinary team specialize in new American Asian cuisine. The very best in Chinese, Japanese, Thai food with an American flair. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Ipin Mano Kitchen is located inside the Patrick Henry Mall in Newport News. Call 249-0033 and log on to ipinmanokitchen.com. Find them on Twitter at ipinmano.
The place people look for their holiday light needs are NRA Holiday Lights. Let the professionals at NRA decorate the exterior of your home and business without you lifting a hand. Get $100 off a $1,000 purchase. Call 355-5276 and log on to NRA.com. Light up your home or business this holiday season with NRA. Call 355-5276 today.
Hello, this is Big Bear inviting you to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
The place for authentic Indian food is the India Palace. They feature authentic Indian cuisine, have a party hall, and do catering and banquets. Open daily for lunch and dinner, they feature an excellent lunch buffet at their two establishments. Visit the two locations, 1437 Sam's Drive in Chesapeake off Battlefield and 5600 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Online, IndiaPalaceVB.com. On Facebook, look for India Palace Virginia Beach and India Palace Bar and Grill. Call 410-1183 for the India Palace. Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All All right, we're in that flower and, of course, chocolate mode, of course, today, and city lights, holidays. It's kind of like the holiday edition early right here. We enjoyed talking to Scott Jackson as well from ESPN 980. My name is Greg Bicaveras. Find me on gjbtv.com, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com, at Greg Bick on Twitter. It's GREGBIC, at Sports Highlight without an S, at HROnlineMall.com, and at GJBTV on Twitter. From Royal Chocolate in Virginia Beach, beautiful place with Brenda Tusing. There is Terry Reston. How are you today, Terry?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Greg. How are you?
Very good. It's kind of like that hot chocolate kind of day. Now you got a lot of great drinks there and a lot of great desserts. Talk about what's in store right now.
Oh, yes. Well, definitely it is a hot chocolate day, and we have our delicious original hot chocolate. We also have a spicy hot chocolate or even peppermint. So there's a lot of options there. But we're busy today just working with a lot of orders, making apples, chocolate-covered strawberries, all the goodies for the holidays.
It's like candy wonderland there. When you were a young girl, is this something that you envisioned when you were a teenager that you would own one of these stores?
You know what? It really wasn't, but it certainly has worked out for the best.
Right. Now, you know, all girls like chocolate. And I have a feeling, I was telling one of our other guests, too, when the movie 50 Shades of Grey comes out in February, you guys are going to be slammed.
Oh, you're probably right. Just one more reason to eat it.
Exactly. Another holiday almost, kind of like Valentine's, too, as well. And pretty much there's something there for everyone. To me, that's pretty much the biggest thing. When you walk into your store, there's something for everyone. You've got a nice place to sit down. You got restrooms there. There's convenience. You got the apples, like you said, the peanut butter chocolate. Really, there's some type, it brings you back to childhood almost.
Yes. We have customers from every age group, and, you know, sometimes it's the people that are a little older that want some of the softer creams and jellies, and we have those. And then we have stuff for the little kids that just want to eat an M&M pretzel. And, we have it for just about everything you can think of in chocolate. We have it.
Very good. Well, let's give us all the relevant phone numbers and Facebook and website.
Okay. Our phone number here at the shop is 557-6925. We do have our website at theroyalchocolate.com as well as a Facebook page. We have a lot of events coming up, especially coming this Saturday, a great Santa and picture event going on from 1 to 3. It'll be $8 for a beautiful custom framed photo. And then on Saturday, we also have muffins and mimosas the first 3 Saturdays in December. And that'll be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., a great way to start your Saturday shopping. So that'll be going on as well.
Very good. All right. Well, all the best, and I hope Brenda feels better. And, of course, The Royal Chocolate, you can find them online, find them on Facebook as well, theroyalchocolate.com for the website, correct?
That is correct.
And give us your hours as well.
We are open from 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. every day except Sundays 12 noon till 5 p.m.
Very good. Have a good rest of the Wednesday.
Thank you. You too, Greg.
My pleasure.
All right,
okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Terry Reston right there. And Ken, let's don't forget our good friends over at Soprano Italian Restaurant. Go by and see Moody at 12588 Warwick Boulevard in Newport News. Phone number is 930-2350. Pizza, pasta, subs. He's got it all. Soprano Italian Restaurant in Newport News. Go by and see Moody. We mentioned Einstein Bagels at 1148 Volvo Parkway in Chesapeake. If you're riding out there, go by and stop by the brand new Einstein Brothers Bagels and say the word radio, and you'll get 5% off. That's pretty cool. You'll save a little money by going to Einstein Bagels too as well. So a lot going on right here on Sports Scene. We're going to have Jeff Jones, the head basketball coach of Old Dominion University, join us next week as well. We look forward to that too. So right here on Sports Scene, stay tuned. We'll be back after this short break.
You to visit myself and Grandma Bear at Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you'll find the best new and gently used children's brand name clothing and equipment. Clothing from newborn to teens. Dresses, suits, shoes, strollers, bassinets, toys, and anything else you need. Little Bear's is your stop. We even carry maternity clothes. Check us out on Facebook or stop in 200 North Battlefield Boulevard in the Harbor Watch Shops of Chesapeake near the locks. Little Bear's Consignment Boutique, where you're always greeted with a smile.
Discover what the locals already know. The place for the finest donuts and ice cream in Virginia Beach is Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream. Strawberry, chocolate, and lemon are just some of the icings you can choose from for your donut. Milkshakes, cones, sundaes, you get the picture. Yum! Buy 12 dozen donuts, get the 13th dozen free as part of the Baker's Dozen Club. Get a breakfast sandwich, the best donuts, the finest ice cream in Hampton Roads, and leave with a smile on your face. Coffee and tea is best with a tasty bacon maple donut. Now through January 4th, buy a $25 gift card and receive a half dozen donuts coupon for free. Valid January 5th through March 31st. Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream is open starting at 6 a.m. all day at 2201 Upton Drive in Virginia Beach and Red Mill Walk. Like Crazy Good Donuts and Ice Cream on Facebook, and for more, log on to crazygooddonuts.com. Now back to Greg Bicaveras and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, let's welcome Allison Wildridge from Axwell Tours as well, and Aaron Girls of Williamsburg. How are you? Regular guest, how are you today?
Hi, Greg. I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Well, as you know, one day it's hot, one day it's cold. It's Mucinex type weather in Hampton Roads, that's for sure.
That's right. That's right.
It really is.
We're getting ready for the grand illumination here in Williamsburg on Sunday.
What does that do for the area? That really is a big thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. It's a celebration of the King's birthday, and they set off fireworks in 3 different locations simultaneously. They're the same display, and it goes up, and it's really kind of neat. Have you ever been?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. And then they have shows and things like that all around in the area for people to come and enjoy all day long. So it's fun. If you haven't ever been, it's worth coming and checking it out. And if you want to come a night early, come on out on one of my ghost tours. We'll take you out for a great ghost tour and history tour of the area. We leave at 7 o'clock, and we need reservations. So if you're coming up to Williamsburg for the grand illumination, come a day early and enjoy a night on the town.
It's really a great way to promote and platform all the businesses in Williamsburg, including Aaron Girls and Axwell Tours. And let me ask you, because people are under the weather this time of the year, do you actually, for your Aaron Girls, deliver pharmaceuticals if you have to?
Oh, absolutely. We'd be happy to do so. Mm-hmm. Any way that we can help people, especially now in the busy time of the year and when people are, like you said, under the weather, this is a great time for us to be able to ease the stress and help people out. I'm happy to do that. All you have to do is call me at 757-968-0311 and put in a request, or you can go to our website, too. It's Aaron Girls of Williamsburg, WMSBG is how we spell Williamsburg. Aaron Girls of WMSBG.com. And you'll have a contact us page to fill out and let us know what you'd like to have happen.
Right, and Google it as well. Find them as well on gjbtv.com. On the homepage, their phone number is 968-0311. Really, there's something for every one of those tours. Really, it's a lot of family fun.
Oh, absolutely. The tours are great. I think people who are between 8 years old and 80 enjoy these tours. Mm-hmm. I've gotten some great reviews on TripAdvisor, so if people want to check out Axe Wild Tours on the TripAdvisor, that's a great place for them to get some sort of unbiased reporting, basically. That's something that our guests have filled out and submitted on their own. So come join us. It's a great history tour, and if it's a beautiful night, it's dress warmly and come on out and learn about the history of the area and some of the things that you probably didn't know that we're really walking the streets or on the streets of Williamsburg as we walk through.
Allison, all the best. Have a good rest of the day, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you, Greg. Enjoy your holidays.
Too. My pleasure. You too.
What Tees You Off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
And before we get to that, of course, we want to welcome our great friends over at Balkan Cuisine Restaurant, 13678 Wark Boulevard in Newport News. The phone number 874-0100. Great Balkan Cuisine, the only type in the Hampton Roads area. They got excellent food over there. They got excellent salads. They got salmon, grilled chicken, grilled veal and beef. They got hamburger. They got sarvachi. They got the shish kebab, as well as the Balkan mixed plate. They got kids meals, additional sides, Balkan specialties, cooked entrees like sarma, as well as gulas, beef stew with onions and seasoning ingredients, great drinks, and of course salads, appetizers as well, like grilled mushrooms, cold appetizer plate, right there at Balkan Cuisine Restaurant. Go by and see the great family over there, 874-0100 in the Denby section of Newport News. Ken, what tees me off? People who are not consistent.
Yeah, and consistently inconsistent.
Awkward conversations with people you rarely see.
Yeah, that's the tough one.
A little sports stuff. The NBA Sixers, Ken, imagine their conversation. They're 0-17 right now.
We're number last.
Ken, wishy-washy clients.
Yeah, that can be tough.
People that don't leave.
Yeah, when you overstay your welcome, you're not making a friend out of anybody.
Especially when you're told several times.
Yeah.
Anything out in the cold more than 2 hours besides a snow sport. And the last thing, Ken, Bill Cosby, please just go away. You are a pervert. We don't want to see you.
Yeah, it has been the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a big blaze behind this.
My God.
And it's so sad because Bill Cosby is a wonderful comedian. He's a funny man. I believe he's got a good heart.
He does.
But around that heart, apparently, there is some trouble.
He is a psychopath. I'm sorry. I want to thank Scott Jackson, Renee Papernak, Patrice Dupuis, Tom Hood, Terry Reston, Allison Wildridge, all the great job, as well as Ken producing, all the great sponsors, too, as well, and the great testimonials from Balkan and, of course, Soprano and Einstein Brothers. For Ken Johnson, I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Don't forget, gjbtv.com. Hit the YouTube link for archive shows. We'll talk to you soon.
Increasing cloudiness as we head into the afternoon. 65 for the high. Partly cloudy tonight, 45. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 49. Partly cloudy Friday, 56. Some showers on Saturday with a high of 59. Cloudy on Sunday with showers and a high of 55 degrees. Remnant Radio is up next on AM 1650 WHKT Portsmouth. It's 1 p.m.